Okay, welcome back to the next tutorial for the Ultimate Strength template. This time we'll be focusing on the load monitoring aspect of the template. So as you can see, this is the page or the program that you'll see as soon as you open it up. As you scroll down to the bottom, it will reveal where the load monitoring will exist. Now for the template, you won't really need to use these tabs down here. It will only really matter for the athletes along here. And if you so choose, you could actually hide those so the athletes don't need to see them. And it will exist like a normal program. But for now, we'll just go back to the template and I'll just go through some of the things that I have chosen to monitor, and I'll give you some references as to why, and if you want to look a bit more in depth as to the background as to why I chose those. So I started with obviously the exercise here. It is for your reference back up here, but I thought it'd just be easier to keep it next to the loads as well. So the exercise will be a direct replica of these exercises up here. As you can see, it says equals B9. This will be if it's either a single leg or a double leg exercise, so that it knows whether to double the load through the calculation. So 1 being for a double leg, 2 being for a single leg. The volume here, the prescribed volume, the actual volume, again the intensity prescribed, the intensity actual, the stimulating reps as a result of or trying to produce hypertrophy, and then the actual reps. So with the volume, it's a little bit easier to calculate because we don't have to worry about including the additional weight of our body once it's already been deducted from the athlete's point of view. So as you can see across here, it's just sets times reps times weight, basically all up. But it also includes allometric scaling at the end, which has been used and talked about by the work by Haff in 2010 in his paper Quantifying Workloads in Resistance Training, a brief review. So if you'd like to go ahead and look at that in a bit more detail, I've supplied the link to that paper below. So as you can see here, it's slightly longer for the actual loading for the volume. That is because we have to take into account that the athletes will just put the additional weight for exercises like chin-ups rather than the absolute weight. So it has a bit more of a longer equation. If you would like to remove the allometric scaling and just go with the normal sets times reps times weight, that is completely fine. You can go ahead and just remove that from the equation up here. You'll just have to do that for a few times across here, or you can just start to copy and paste. That is fine. Moving on to the intensity index, again highlighted by the paper by Haff in 2010, just simply dividing the volume here by the reps. And then, of course, the actual intensity that they lifted. Next is the stimulating reps. So this has become quite prominent in the bodybuilding space, where looking at hypertrophy as a result of stimulating reps, which can be found in Chris Beardsley's Medium blog. And again, I provided the link for that below. So the stimulating reps will be as a result of what the athlete enters here for their subjective intensity. So if you so choose, you can put a percent intensity along with a subjective intensity. So we may go 80% for 3 reps. You may decide based on your chart that may be 4 reps in reserve. They may go ahead and write 3 reps in reserve, and as a result, there will be a number here as to how many stimulating reps occurred. If there is less than 1, there is a function here to say that only calculate the ones that are greater than 0, so that won't be calculated. Go ahead and delete those. Okay, we also have the total weekly volume and intensity index. That is there, so if you would like to create another program that then reads all of this information into one tab or one sheet, you can do that using an import range function, and I'll talk about that in a separate video. And we also have the weekly rep count. Now, this is talked about in great length in the the book called Science and Practice of Strength Training by Zatsiorsky and Kraemer. So if you'd like to go ahead and read that, they cover weekly rep counts and monthly rep counts in detail. So that pretty much sums up the monitoring side of things for the template. As you know, once you plug in your exercise here, so a back squat, we're doing 3 reps at 85%. Once you have your 1RM, it will give you the prescribed load and then whatever load that you actually lifted, which will appear through here. That will then go ahead and figure out your load that you had lifted once you fill all those out, once you include your 1RM here and then what RM you're lifting from. So there's complete freedom to add some more information if you like down here. If you'd like to look at the different lifts and break them up according to pulls versus pushes or upper body versus lower body, snatch, jerks and cleans, you have the freedom to go ahead and design one of those if you like. But if you're happy with how it is set up, then it is free to be used straight away. So again, if you'd like some more information on how to create your own load monitoring spreadsheet, which takes all the information from the numbers created down here, then please click on to that video. If not, if you're happy to go ahead and continue with your programming, please feel free to do so. We'll see you soon.